Bengaluru was once called the Garden City of India and a pensioner's paradise. But as time has progressed, the city has become the IT hub and has been making space for buildings, IT parks, malls, and of course, Namma Metro. According to the report released by the Forest Survey of India, Bengaluru has lost 5% of its forest cover between 2011 and 2021. From 94 square kilometers in 2011, it is now down to about 88 square kilometers. Amidst this, the idea of development has seen a further decline in Bengaluru. It has hit a new low. The BBMP has started road widening on the Bellary main road from Mehkri circle to the Cauvery theatre stretch. In this attempt, it has chopped down more than 50 trees in this particular stretch. It was provided by the BBMP as a calculated step and has been done to ease the traffic congestion in the city on that particular road and provide better movement for people. They said that the initial plan was to do this chopping until the entire palace ground is covered, but that would chop over 170 trees. Hence, they decided to go with the smaller plan. Very good. To this public notice issued for removal of trees, the forest cell of the BBMP has received over 50 objections and suggestions raising concern over the loss of green cover and the impact which it will have on water bodies located inside the palace grounds. For those of you who have been living under a rock, palace ground also consists of several water bodies which are small ponds and lakes. People have also objected to the widening as this is only a short-term solution and would have a wider impact on Bengaluru's environment. Some have also alleged that the road widening project is a ploy to facilitate construction of a flyover project between Hebbal and the Chalukya Circle in the future. In 2016, hundreds of people representing residents' welfare associations, NGOs, and other civil society organizations staged massive protest opposing the steel flyover project between the Chalukya Circle and the Hebbal flyover, which required felling of over 800 trees on this 7-kilometer stretch. Following this stiff resistance, the project was shelved in 2017. Now it looks like the project is being replanned without the consent of the people. Now, as a citizen of Bengaluru, do you really think that this solution or this thing that the BBMP has planned is actually a proper solution to the traffic problem in the city? Absolutely not. If you look at this stretch where trees are axed, you will observe that this is just a stretch of about a kilometer. Ahead of this particular Cauvery Theatre junction, you will find the BDA flyover, the Windsor Manor junction, which are for smaller roads and provide no scope for widening. So basically, you are widening a bigger road so that the vehicles can come on this bigger road and go into a smaller road. How is that making sense? With the incoming of M.A. Salim as a traffic commissioner, we thought the situation might improve, but the situation in fact has worsened. Only the Hebbal stretch seems like it has cleared only in the morning time, and the Bengaluru traffic police is very happy reporting about clearance of traffic in particular places at particular times on their Twitter handles. So what can be a solution to this particular problem in the city? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're citizens of Bengaluru, you know for a fact that here the citizens have to develop better road sense and better driving sense. That's the first. Second, the government has to invest in public transport, be it the BMTCs or the metro. We know that there is a wide network of BMTC buses, but we know that the BMTC buses also do not provide last mile connectivity in the city, and there is no frequency of buses in several parts of Bengaluru that the BMTC is not looking at, rather is trying to portray itself as a loss-making public sector undertaking, and they're doing their best to help the people. The metro connectivity in the city is also not prominent because most of the city is not connected with the metro. Where there are several parts under construction, most pillars also fall down like it's a common phenomenon like we saw in the HBR layout or near the Nagwara metro construction. Now, once these factors are corrected, people will have to automatically start using public transport and stop using their private transport, because if the connectivity is provided in the right sense and it is valuable for them to use, why shouldn't they do it? This brings me to my next point about how our city is not the Garden City of India anymore. It's just a concrete jungle which has so many problems. For example, the urban heat island effect. We have seen so many issues like random rains, scorching heat, and coldest mornings, coldest evenings. All this is thanks to climate change and us not bothering about how much of a green cover we have lost. Now let's hear this out. Talk about the tree felling in the city or urbanization or the land use development in the city as provided by the Indian Institute of Science in their study. Let us understand this carefully. The built-up area in the Bengaluru city has increased from 7.97% in 1973 to 58.33% in 2012. When it comes to 2020, we have almost crossed 80%. The sudden increment of urbanization post the 1990s LPG era could be observed, like how we had developed industrial areas like the Pina industrial area, the Kormangla industrial area, the Electronic City industrial area, and further we had the development of IT parks or IT areas like Whitefield, Marathalli, Electronic City, so on and so forth. Bengaluru, once branded as a garden city due to its dense vegetation cover, where different parts of the city were seen with a lot of different kinds of trees and flowers, this very dense vegetation cover has declined from 68.27% in 1973 to less than 15% in 2014. Similar to vegetation, Bangalore was also known as a city of lakes for numerous lakes that were present. According to reports, there were over 200 lakes that our city had. The impact of urbanization has diminished these lake bodies, and as of 2012 we only had about 90 lakes. What happened to all of these lakes? They were covered because we wanted more better apartments, better buildings, so that we could boast as a development centered city. And of course the Raja Kaluways have also seen a decline. The feeder canals that used to absorb the rainwater or whatever kind of a problem related to water would be there, they have also seen to decline. The water bodies have reduced from 3.4% from 1973 to less than 1% in 2012. Other land uses have changed from 20% in 1973 to 17% in 2012. During the last 4 decades, there has been a 925% increase in the paved surfaces. Now, these paved surfaces include buildings, roads, etc. I'm telling you, 925%, which has absolutely covered the vegetation cover and the water spread in India. Now, this beautifully highlights unplanned urbanization, leading to loss of ecology and biodiversity. Well, a lot of my young friends are so worried about why Bangalore as a city does not have branded showrooms like that of Prada or Louis Vuitton or Gucci. At the same time, they're also worrying about why it suddenly starts raining in Bangalore and why the summers have become so hot and the winters have become so cold. Must pay attention to these facts that we have mentioned. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends and especially Bangaloreans and the people who have come from outside to live in Bangalore, to tell them about what is happening in the city. If you like our content, hit the like button, subscribe to News Hamster. Thank you so much for watching.